Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Bienvenidos una vez más a otro video de Carlos Soto. En esta ocasión, mi gente, vengo con la segunda parte de las 128 preguntas y respuestas. Ahora que vamos a hacer en inglés esas 128 preguntas y respuestas que usted va a utilizar para hacer el examen de ciudadanía, el cual va a entrar en vigencia con este formato a partir del 20 de octubre de este año 2025, para que todos ustedes entonces comiencen desde ya a estudiar las preguntas y respuestas en inglés. Recuerden que en videos anteriores ya le había hecho las preguntas y respuestas en el formato español para que todos ustedes vayan familiarizándose en este contexto de español y que ahora se la vamos a aportar en inglés. Ya saben que en la primera parte de este video, que es en inglés, llegamos hasta la pregunta 52 de la primera parte del examen de 128 preguntas, y hoy vamos a continuar para poder entonces hacer el video un poco de, por lo menos a ver si podemos hacer 50 más o 52 o más o menos, para entonces después hacerle un tercer video de las restantes preguntas faltantes. Así que no vamos a perder tiempo, vamos a ir directamente a las preguntas. Espero que ustedes vayan analizando, estén tomando apuntes, y que este formato de estos exámenes no lo confundan a la hora de ustedes hacer el examen, o sea, hacer la entrevista en inglés. Así que vamos de una vez a irnos a las preguntas 52 en la cual me quedé anteriormente. Aquí ya habíamos visto esta pregunta anteriormente, era la 52, que era what is the highest court in the United States y Supreme Court. Seguimos. Let's continue. Question 53. Question 53. How many seats are in the Supreme Court? Again, how many seats are on the Supreme Court? 9. 54. How many Supreme Court justices are usually needed to decide case? 5. How long do the Supreme Court justice service? Again, how long do Supreme Court justice service? For life, lifetime appointee, until retirement. Until retirement. Continue. Question 55. Supreme Court justice service for life. Why? To be independent of politicians. To limit outside politic influence. Question 57. Who is the Chief Justice of the United States now? Again, who is the Chief Justice of the United States now? The answer, if you have the answer, you can see these links for the name of the Chief Justice of the United States. Or you can see my other videos in Spanish, and the questions are there. Let's continue. 58. Name one power that is only for the federal government. Again, name one power that is only for the federal government. Print paper money, mint coin, declare war, create earner, make a treaty, see foreign policies. You can choose whatever you want this one. Continue, please. 59. Name one power that is only for the state. Again, name one power that is only for the state. Answer. Provide schooling and education. Provide protection policies. Provide safety. Fire department. Give a driver license. Approve science and land use. You can choose whatever you want. Question 16. What is the purpose of the 10th Amendment? What is the purpose of 10th Amendment? It states that the powers now given of the federal government belong the state or the people. Repeat. It states that the power now given of the federal government belongs of the state of the people. If you want to know what means this question, please see my other videos in Spanish. Question 61. Who is the government of the state now? Who is the government of your state now? Answer will vary. You can see my other video in Spanish for see these answers. Question 62. What is the capital of your state? Answer will vary. The capital of your state is depend where you live. It depends in your state you live. The capital. Let's continue. So this part says rights and responsibility. Rights and responsibility. Question 63. There are 4 amendments to U.S. Constitution about who can vote. Describe one of them. Describe one of them. Repeat. There are 4 amendments to the U.S. Constitution about who can vote. Describe one of them. Answer. Citizens 18 and older can vote. You don't have to pay or pay tax to vote. Any citizen can vote. Women and men can vote. A male citizen of any race can vote. You can choose one. You can choose one. Let's continue. Question 64. Who can vote in federal elections, rule the federal office, and service in juries in the United States? Answer. Citizens. Citizens of the United States, U.S. citizens. You can choose whatever you want. This one is the same, but you can choose whatever for you. For you, you can choose these ones, this one, and these ones, whatever you want. Question 65. What are the 3 rights of everyone living in the United States? Freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom of petition to government, freedom of religion, the right to bear arms. To bear arms. Whatever you want, you can choose this one. Answer 66. What do we show largely to when we say the pledge of allegiance? Pledge of allegiance. The United States, the flag. You can choose one this or one this. 67. Names to promise that new citizens make in oath of allegiance or alliances. Keep loyalty to other countries. Defend the U.S. Constitutions. Obey the law of the United States. Service in military if need. Serve help do important work for the national if needed. Be loyal to the United States. Let's continue. Let's continue. Question 68. How can people become United States citizens? They were in the United States under the conditions set by the 14th Amendment, natural science, derivative citizenship under conditions set by Congress. You can choose whatever you want this one. Question 69. What are two examples of civic participation of the United States? Vote, run for office, join a political party, help with a campaign, join a civic group, join a community group, give elected officer your opinion, contact elected officer, support an opposition, your policy, support an opposition or use as policy, write a newspaper. Continue. Question 70. What is one way Americans can serve their country? What is one way Americans can serve their country? Answer: vote, pay taxes, obey the law, service in military, run for office, work for local, state, or federal government. Question 71. Why is it important to pay federal taxes? Answer: required by law. All people pay to fund the federal government. Required by the U.S. Constitution's 16th Amendment, civic duty. Continue. Question 72. It is important for all men aged 18 through 25 to register for the selected service nationwide. Required by law, civic duty, makes the draft fair if needed. You can choose one dish. Continue. So this one is American history. Part 8. Colonial period and independence. Question 73. The colonists came to America for many reasons. Name one. Freedom, political liberty, religion freedoms, economic opportunity, escape persecutions. You can choose one. You can choose one, this one. Question 74. Who lived in America before the Europeans arrived? Answer: American Indians, Native Americans. You can choose whatever you want this. Question 75. What group of people was taken on southern slave? Africans, people from Africa. You can choose whatever you want. 76. What war did the Americans fight to win independence from Britain? What war did the Americans fight to win independence from Britain? American Revolutions, the American Revolution War for American Independence. Continue. Question 77. Name one reason why the Americans declared independence from Britain. High taxes, taxation without representation, reaching sorting stage in American house, boarding in quarantine, they didn't know have self-government, Boston Massacre, Boston Tea Party, Tea Act, Stamp Act, Sugar Act, Township Act, Intolerable Quality Act. You can choose one dish. You can choose one dish. Let's continue with the other question. Question 78. Who wrote the Declaration of Independence? Answer: Thomas Jefferson. Question 79. When was the Declaration of Independence adopted? July 4, 1776. Let's continue. Question A. Question A. Let's continue. Question A. The American Revolution had many important events. Name one. Battle of Bunker Hill. Declaration of Independence. Washington crossing the Delaware. Battle of Trenton. Battle of Saratoga. Valley Forge encampment. Battle of Yorktown. British forces in Yorktown. This one. You can choose one. You must choose this one. Let's continue. Question 81. There were 13 original states. Name 5. You should find this one. You should find this one. New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. You should find this one. 13 original states. Remember, 13 original states. You should find this one. Let's continue. Questions 82. What founding document was written in 1787? 1787. U.S. Constitution. 83. The Federalist Papers support the passage of the U.S. Constitution. Name one of the right. James Madison, Alexander Hamilton, John J. Publius. You should want this one. Questions 84. Why were the Federalist Papers important? Why were the Federalist Papers important? They helped people understand the U.S. Constitution. They are support passing the U.S. Constitution. You should want this. Questions 85. Benjamin Franklin is famous for many things. Name one. Founded the first free public libraries. First Postmaster General of the United States. Helped write the Declaration of Independence. Inventor. U.S. diplomat. U.S. diplomat. Let's continue. George Washington is famous for many things. Name one. Father of our country. First President of the United States. General of the Continental Army. President of the Constitution Convention. Let's continue. Question 87. Thomas Jefferson is famous for many things. Name one. Writer of the Declaration of Independence. First President of the United States. Doubled the size of the United States. Louisiana Purchase. First Secretary of the United States. Founded the University of Virginia. Right of the Virginia Statute of Regional Freedom. Question 88. James Madison is famous for many things. Name one. Father of the Constitution. First President of the United States. President during the War of 1812. One of the writers of the Federalist Paper. Let's continue. Questions 89. Alexander Hamilton is famous for many things. Name one. Answer. First Secretary of the Treasury. One of the writers of the Federalist Papers. Helping establish the first Bank of the United States. Added to General George Washington's. Member of the Continental Congresses. Let's continue. 18 years. Question 19. What territory did the United States buy from France in 1803? 1803. Louisiana territory. Louisiana. You can choose whatever you want this one. Question 91. Names one word found by the United States in 18 years. War of 1812, Mexican-American War, Civil War, Spanish-American War. Names the U.S. war between the North and the South. The Civil War. The Civil War. Question 93. The Civil War had many important events. Names one. Battle of the Fort Sumter. Emancipation Proclamations. Battle of Vicksburg. Battle of Gettysburg. Sherman's March. Surrences at Ponca. Battle of Ancient Sharpen. Lincoln was assassinated. Let's continue again. Question 94. Abraham Lincoln is famous for many things. Name one. Free the slave. Emancipation Proclamation. Save or preserve the Union. Led the United States during the Civil War. 30 presidents of the United States delivered the Gettysburg Address. Question 95. What did the Emancipation Proclamation do? Free the slaves. Free a slave in the Confederation. Free a slave in the Confederate slave. Free a slave in the Confederate state. Free slaves in most southern states. Let's continue again. Questions 96. What U.S. war ended slavery? the Civil War. Questions 9, 7. What amendments say all people born or naturalized in the United States and subject to jurisdiction therefore are U.S. citizens? The 14th Amendment. 14th Amendment. 98. When the old men get a right to vote? After the Civil War, during Reconstruction, with the 15th Amendment in 1870. Name one leader of the women's rights movement in the 90s years. Susan B. Anthony, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, Harriet Tubman, Lucretia Mott, Lucy Storm. So this one is the Part 6, presents American history and other important history information. Question 100. Question 100. Name one word found by the United States in 19. World War I, War II, Korea War, Vietnam War, Persian Gulf War. Ok, señores, como ustedes pudieron observar, estas preguntas las vamos a dejar en esta, que son la pregunta número 100, para continuar con las 28 preguntas restantes. Recuérdense que son 128. Ya había dado en el primer video 52, ustedes lo pueden buscar. Ahora hice alrededor de 50, llegué al 100. Vamos ahora entonces para no hacer el video tan extenso, vamos a cortarlo hasta aquí y vamos a hacer un tercer video con las preguntas restantes. Las 28 preguntas restantes vamos a hacer un video para que sean un video corto. Recuérdense que en esta ocasión estamos haciendo simplemente las preguntas y la respuesta, de manera que no estamos dando ninguna opinión, ya que uno de mis suscriptores, de ustedes, de los que están ahí, que seguramente está viendo este video, me sugirió que simplemente vaya a la pregunta, y porque ya en el primer video, en los primeros videos que le hice de español, yo le explico cada una de esas preguntas de manera detallada, y ya aquí simplemente lo que voy es hacer las preguntas y respuestas directamente. Así que en el próximo video vamos a terminar las preguntas restantes, a las 28. Aquí ya ustedes vieron que llegué a las 100 y entonces lo vamos a dejar en esta parte, en esta ocasión hasta aquí, y no se pierda el próximo video. La tercera parte de esta preguntas y respuestas, que también la voy a poner en orden, para que cuando usted vea el primer video en inglés, ahí mismo le salga el segundo, después el tercero, y que usted tenga la secuencia completa. Si le da el tiempo de verla todo en un solo día, pues mejor. Pero antes también no te olvides de darle like a estos videos que estoy haciendo y compárteselo a otras personas que tú entiendas que también la necesitan y que van a hacer el examen, ya sea juntos o una persona que tú conozcas que lo vaya a hacer recientemente el examen. Pues también dale estas preguntas, dile que me siga, que se suscriba a mi canal y que no se olvide de comentarme ahí qué opina de estos videos, qué entendió, qué no entendió de esos videos, porque también tú le puedes recomendar que vaya y vea los videos que están en español de estas mismas preguntas y respuestas, pero ya en un formato en español donde yo explico cada una de esas preguntas. Así que no te pierdas el tercer video. Dígame en todo esto lo que estoy haciendo, porque vengo con más videos nuevos. Recuérdense que tengo unos videos donde voy a hacerle nuevas actualizaciones de los sistemas de inmigración de los Estados Unidos. Así que no te pierdas y vamos a ver qué tal el próximo video.